cast.
Sure thing.
And they won the war and destroyed this evil cult and snuffed it out. Lately, you'd heard that there was there's evil presence in the area again. And whether you were sent by your order, or you said that you were just kind of going to an area to fight evil, that's sort of the wandering mode.
Right.
That's fine too. But along your way, about 2 days ago, you met a sort of strange traveler who turned out to be a woman dressed in I don't know, Dean, you can actually describe your character briefly to Father John.
She's wearing a straw hat, which is kind of unusual for this area. Cotton almost pants and a cotton robe with kind of a metal decorative belt and a wicker backpack, which is kind of strange in this area. It's not canvas or leather like most. It's got a wicker frame, and she doesn't really seem to be carrying a weapon so much as a like a 10-foot pole walking stick. She's fairly tall. I think she was like 5'8" or 5'10". Long black ponytail at the moment, coming out under her straw hat, and not really much else. Very, very, very plainly dressed.
Okay.
And she introduces herself as Sister Jing.
Well, hello. I cannot just let a woman roam by herself on the road. I will protect you, never fear.
Not that I need protection, but traveling alone is always a risk, so company is always appreciated.
Aye, that it is.
And she has a very funny accent, or not funny, but very foreign. In fact, very heavy accent.
Very heavy.
Never heard before. And I'm just giving your character a quick stats here, Bill. I'm going to ask you in a minute. You're on roll 20 at the moment, Bill?
Yep.
Oh, you got it. Could you join roll 20?
Yeah, I'm in roll 20.
You don't have to. Oh,
I'm
John
right.
there. Okay, gotcha.
Father, it's Joe, actually, J-O-H.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, you see me there.
And you see your token?
Let me see.
You can zoom in. I'm gonna.
Yeah, I got it.
Now, so introductions, and over the next couple days, you find that you guys kind of got along in your own way. You both have your disciplines, right? I'm not gonna tell you what your routines are and stuff, but you both have your professions, which kind of dictate you go through the regiments and do stuff, and you both appreciate that and that discipline. You get a little bit of a bond, tentative bond of trust, friendship builds up.
Yeah.
Is that agreed?
Yeah, I'm good
more or
with
less. Okay. Just because I'm pushing the narrative at this point, get you to the village. You didn't see much on your way here to indicate blatant evil or corruption. There was countryside villas, small hamlets, quite small, like a couple multi-family units sort of thing that seemed to be doing okay here and there. You weren't taken by brigands or anything, and you didn't have to fight off stuff. And so you're in a pretty good mood and well fed and rested. When you get close to what you think you're getting close to Hommlet according to your directions, but you're both haven't been here before, right? Mm-hmm. Especially Sister Jing is really like fish out of water in some ways. She's in the foliage here, the lay of the land, everything is completely alien to you.
Entirely foreign.
Now, both of you, you're on this smaller track, and you can tell it's not particularly well used, but it is used. Maybe more by the locals, perhaps, than the main traffic, because you know that Hommlet is on a fork in these trade routes. And you're going through a treed area. Both of you, if you could make, let's call it just wisdom checks for me. And if you have the ability to hear sound, you can also make that ability, hear noise. So like a thief ability. Monks might. Do they have to hear noise? I think monks do.
Give me 1 second to check.
By the way, Sister Zhang is a monk character, and Father Joe, cleric, right? Obviously.
Yep.
New characters, level 1, no XP. So just whatever your, what did I say, wisdom is?
So roll under the wisdom?
Yeah.
That I got easily.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, you do smell cook fires and hear kind of a clang and a creak here and there. You can actually see, probably your characters could see to the north of you, there's some wagons and such. There seems to be a little collection of Father Joe, you would recognize them as tinkers.
Okay.
You know, kind of like Roma, gypsies.
Right. Do I have any opinion of them one way or the other?
Not too favorable, but not sort of on the fence. They're not upstanding members of society. They're kind of aloof outsiders, but
I don't think they're like evil that needs to be destroyed.
Negative, no.
Right.
No.
Right. It sounds like tinkers to me, my lady.
Would they be somebody to carry information, or are they more
they
outcasts?
They keep themselves. They're kind of outcast. You, as far as you know, you don't really have any business with them. And from the smells and stuff, they seem to be at home. And you can just, well, you can't quite make out the camp or anything. It's getting dark. And you can also see up ahead just barely that this little track hits the main road. And you're like, there it is, the main road that goes to Hommlet.
Father, would you care to speak to these tinkerers? Do you think they would have anything interesting to say in the area, or should we proceed on to the main village?
They may. I'm not. I feel no personal inclination to speak with them, but by all means, if you would like to, I will go with you.
We could take a minute or two and just see if they have anything interesting to say for.
Okay, you head over to there, and it's a larger encampment, and not larger. It's a decent sized encampment. You see there are a number of large dogs, and I don't have a lot of character tokens because the place is actually quite abandoned. There's only a few people around, a few kids, and they're playing around some wagons, and there's 2 huge black dogs that are over at the other side, and another smaller dog, and a fire is still smoldering with some utensils over it and such that gave off the smell you could hear. Right. And the kids, they're laughing and making noise. That's what you could hear coming now. You could, and you guys weren't sneaking or anything. You were being open and just heading up there.
Right.
Okay. The dogs give out some barking.
Mm-hmm.
And they're, pardon me. And as you approach closer, you can see there's an old woman in sort of dark garb. And when she sees you, she just turns around and goes back up into her wagon. And there's a guy over here, and he's like, says something to the dogs, in a sharp command, heel curs. And the dogs have stopped, like they were kind of coming forward, sniffing and barking. And he comes striding forward, and he's looking, and the children are over to the right here. And they kind of stop their playing and looking. They're not scared or anything. They're just kind of watching. What do you guys want to do? And this gypsy guy's coming forward. The dogs are beside him.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys do look different. Like you look a bit outlandish.
Uh-huh. The best I can to with the trade language to mimic the area. Just say, "Hail, travelers approach. May we speak?"
Okay, hold on, Bill. Your mic's picking up a lot of mic noise.
Ah, shit, that's right. I need to do that. I keep forgetting.
Yeah. So you kind of hail them, and he's a bit taken back. The woman's addressing him a bit. A bit masculine society maybe, but chauvinist or so. This dog though, it goes with him. The other two dogs stay back and seem to be near the. They don't go way far from this large tent. That's what this thing is over here.
Okay.
It's a big round tent. And the place is very colorful. Pendants, like it's full on gypsy mode, right? But you're wondering where they all are. Anyway, they come up and he goes, "Oi, it's what can I do for you, my lady and my father?" And he kind of nods in a curt manner. "I forget myself. My name is Oerik."
Oerik. I keep forgetting the society here is based more towards the men.
Shit! He looks at you. He goes, "Don't let them hear that." And he gives a little chuckle.
I've traveled very, very far, and traveling another traveler with me also travels very far. We just seek any information on the local area as we travel through.
Welcome to the Viscount of Verbobonc. Is that what you wish to hear? This is the Viscount's territory, is his jurisdiction. He says quite formally. I welcome you, but I have nothing to do with that. He chuckles. This is just a gypsies' camp. We stay here temporarily. You want to go to the Hommlet, close by the village.
I believe that is the village we are heading to.
See. That it's not far, like right there, quarter mile. You will see many of my kin there. There is a celebration going on. You will, if you hurry, you may see the show.
A demonstration and show for this evening. Entertainment would be welcome distraction from the toils of the road.
Excellent. Well, I hope you dance, because it's a big dance. It's the mayor's wedding. His daughter is now wedding to Sir Lareth the Beautiful.
I do not dance.
And you can see he's been he's addressing kind of Sister Zhang and eyeballing the father. He's seen priests before, and he's very like, of course, father. I did not mean no disrespect. So, is there anything else I can do for you?
Just looking for information on the local area and make sure we were on the right track and the right path.
Please.
What's that?
See, you are. You can say hello to my sister Zara. She is one of the gypsy dancers. She's very friendly.
Okay. A name to introduce is always a way to friendly approach a village.
Yeah, and you guys conclude. I'm just going to kind of push this a bit again. You kind of wrap up this conversation, and he doesn't have really much more to say, or he doesn't want to say much more. That goes. And he just waves you farewell, and the dogs eyeball you guys. You leave, but strange folk, you kind of mutter to each other. It's like, odd folk, aren't they? And seem okay. And I'm just moving your characters along. You might notice this.
Yep.
Now, this requires a bit of chat. There's some sort of construction going on. You've been walking by it now for about a few minutes. As you entered a main track, and it's well used. This is like a main trade fair. And on your left, they're building something on this. There's some fortification, It reminds you of your monastery a bit, Sister
Okay.
Zhang. And Father Zhou, you can tell, yeah, they're putting up new fortifications. They're building these, they're at the foundation point right now. They've dug a lot of trenches. It's a lot of work. It's a huge fortification. And as you guys keep going, you can tell it's going to be quite something. And you do see there's a large tower on your left now, which is manned. There's pendants flying on it. And there's also soldiers manning it. It's lit up. It's probably a 4-story tower. And it's
that's
quite
substantial.
very businesslike. But that's nothing. It looks like they're planning a huge expansion.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no activity at the moment. It's kind of a weekend, so to speak. And as you get close into town, you actually see a couple people on the road. They're not supposed to be there. You don't see a couple people on the road. Pardon me. And I'm just going to bust you guys along. You come into the Hommlet area. And what I'll do actually is expand your vision a bit so you guys can see a bit more. Give me one moment. I'll just adjust that. Should be able to see a lot more shortly. Tell me if you don't. So there's not enough light out that you can see about 350 feet distance. Can you guys make this out?
Oh, give me 1 second. I gotta adjust my magnification here.
Now you can see a bit more of the scale of the fortifications.
Oh yeah.
And so on. Now moving along, you're heading into the Hommlet proper area, and it's a well-to-do village. The first, residents and stuff you see are really nice. It's think Tudor England, upper or middle lower class sort of, right? And you're in a good part of it right now. That big building on your right, it was some sort of tradesman. You come up and then you pass into town. But you're a bit hungry and tired too, so you're watching. Now, as you come deep into town, you see on the left, there's a large grove of trees, and you can see they stand out.
Oh yeah.
And you're a bit puzzled that it hasn't been cut down or harvested or something, but they are beautiful trees. Like there's something about them. And I'm not sure if you know much about your horticulture or whatever.
Spirit folk.
Yeah, you can sense there's something about this grove. The trees are even bigger. They're huge. And you guys think you see one that crowns the rest that comes out, a very impressive looking tree. And then as you get closer, you see there's also clearly a special place, a grove of some sort. And there's a trail, that beautiful trail that goes through looks very ancient rocks that kind of stick out of the soil, large rocks, quite large. And you might make out, they're covered in moss and vines, but you might make out there's some runes or things going on there. Very interesting. I don't know, Father Joe, I don't know if you're like the academic scholarly type, if that sort of would interest you or not.
No, I'm mainly the root out evil, and I mean I don't
warrior priest.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Gotcha. And how about you, Sister Zhang? Do you have any sort of academia or scholarly background?
Religion and calligraphy and origami.
Okay, you are immediately smacked. Now make a intelligence check, if you would.
Give me 1 second. Intelligence.
And Alex, are you there, by the way? I think you might be. Thanks for your patience, by the way.
No problem.
I really appreciate that. We're going to be joining up pretty quick, and the ball's going to get the show rolling. So make an intelligence roll under equal or under to your intelligence.
Yep, rolled the 4 there. My intelligence is 13, so I'm
okay. This is a sacred grove, It's ancient. You can tell because the stones you can tell haven't moved or been messed with, but you can also make out there's runes on them.
Okay.
You don't understand them because you're a foreigner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you have any read runes ability.
No.
No. Okay. So, but you're fascinated by that. Both of you are fascinated by its beauty. And it's kind of awkward in the middle of the village. Just like, what? I don't know. Do you want to say anything quickly or whatever? But, and also you see there's a large tavern a little ways away, and there's a lot of noise coming from that tavern.
Seems to be the place to go to. Whisper a little quick prayer to the spirit folk who may inhabit the forest spirit.
And very good. And perhaps this is a place you could perhaps investigate later. You do notice it's dark in there, and then you do get a bit of a shiver both you down your spine when you look down until you hear this beautiful accordion music playing in the background. It's coming from the inn, and there's a lot of laughter and clapping going on. Light spills out, and that's apparently where one of your connections is Zara. Well, whatever that means, but you guys are tired and hungry, so you decide to go into the inn. Unless you want to do something else, actually, you can.
Actually, hungry sounds good at this point. Long day on the road.
And you heard about the wedding going on.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently all are welcome. The mayor's putting on a big feast, so they get free dinner out of it.
Hey.
So you guys can move your tokens now if you would like. And right now the timer is kind of free open. There's no initiative, so we don't have to worry about, okay, it's not your turn, don't move. So at this point, I'll assume that you guys are going to go up to the main entrance and let yourself in. And just troop on up in there. And once you get to the inn, you'll realize it's quite full. And there's a show going on right now. There's a troupe of musicians colorfully dressed, similar to the other guy, the gypsy you met, Oerik. And they're playing instruments near a fireplace in the back. And there's this dance going on. And these gypsies are moving around. These female gypsies, colorfully dressed, are doing a dance routine and just finishing up. And they're taking turns dancing on this table and putting on little solo acts. There's a head table over here, which appears to have the wedding party. And the mayor's there with the bride and groom and their guests, and this table has more of their guests. There's a soldier there. He's probably part of the local outpost.
Constabulary.
Yeah. And then this table appears to be a guest table as well. The place is packed. It's rocking. There's a huge bartender. He's not very pretty, but he's laughing and serving drinks like a machine. And I'll just let you guys take a quick look around. And now we'll get back. Last thing. What catches your eye is the last gypsy to get up on the table does an amazing routine that makes the other ones kind of play. They were amazing. Like, you sat there and watched for about 5 minutes because it was so awesome. They were very good, very talented. But the last one put on these flips and kind of moves unlike the others you hadn't seen before, and then did a backflip off the table and landed it. Stopped for a minute. Everyone applauded, and then she scurried off dancing, and this guy keeps playing the accordion. And it was really impressive. You're just, wow. And then now things calm down a little bit. People join the dance, and it becomes kind of free for all a little bit. Very busy, very bustling. There are some names you see and such like that, but actually technically you don't know that. I played some with Alex already, and he did some things.
Okay.
So over here you see a table of a group.
I think at this point I had invited the two halflings to dance with me.
Right, that's true. Okay, so in the play we were doing, there were two halflings. You haven't seen many halflings in your day. And they're dancing with this a gypsy. Doesn't look like a gypsy, though. I was going to change that. That's what I was going to do. Darn. Okay, well, for now, they dance for a little bit, and I'll let you guys decide what you want to do at the moment. You come into this room and look around, and you're like, whoa. And this serving wench kind of comes from a table, comes towards you, and hello there, my dear. Welcome, wench. She gives with a toothy grin.
Would there be an empty seat at one of the tables for a traveler? Or two?
It's pretty busy tonight, but there is a busy table over here. Of course, come this way. Come this way.
Okay.
Takes you to this and ushers you guys into this table, and it's right close beside this. You see that one gypsy, that's this person here, who backflipped off the table, is now dancing with these two halflings right here, and a cat, apparently. But you guys go. She sits you down, and can I get you anything to start?
Do you have any non-alcoholic drinks?
We have goat's milk.
Sounds wonderful. And something to eat.
I'll have a flagon of wine and whatever she is having for food.
Of course, I'll be right back. And she scampers off toward the kitchen, give orders, and get your drinks, and appears. And you guys sit down and take in this scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll let you guys look around for a bit. I'll talk. A couple of characters stand out. There's a fool.
Uh-huh.
And he's capers around, and he's deformed. His back has some sort of, I don't know, defect or something. It's a big question mark, and his visage and neck's sideways, but it doesn't stop him from tumbling around and going around on all fours, doing little tricks. And he seems to be entertaining the head table and dancing with the gypsies when they let him. There's a troop of dwarves that are there and doing their dwarf thing. They're partaking, but in their way, drinking heavily and singing. Not real dancers, though. And so on. Who else would stand out? And then suddenly you spin around, everyone's laughing, and you realize, and you point, and Bruce the Butcher here, do you see him?
Mm-hmm.
His pants fall down.
Oh.
And it seems you didn't really catch it. Actually, you guys could make dexterity checks. And I'll say -5. So your dexterity, -5 off, and you have to get that or under.
Oh. I rolled a 20 on that one.
Oh, well. And see, Father Joe, what's your dexterity?
I'm not sure what my dexterity is. I'd have to pull up my sheet, but I rolled a 2, and I doubt I have a dexterity of like 3.
Right.
I doubt I have a dexterity that low.
So you both were just happened to look. I don't know what caught your attention there, but those were really good rolls. And you were just happened to be looking over, perhaps because Ostler was yelling at somebody and laughing, and you just saw out of the corner of your eye his pants fall off. Just out of nowhere.
I smile.
There was nobody really close to him or anything.
I'm going to look around because that seems odd. I'm going to look around to see if anyone else is taking a particular interest in the butcher here.
Yeah, you quickly glance around and no, but you got an eye open though, right? Now you're kind of it was just a little weird. You don't want to get, but you're being cautious, right?
Yep.
Right.
Is this Sister Zhang? Same thing. You look around too, and you guys meet. You look each other in the eye and kind of shrug after a minute. Like obviously his belt came broken or something, but he's kind of Bruce's head face turns red, and he's like, "What the hell, Jesus? What the hell?" And he's like pulling up his pants. And everyone's laughing though, banging their table and stuff. It's like, and then everyone's looking toward Wamba, but he's coming over there now. He wasn't close enough to have done it at the time, but he comes over and does his bit, makes fun of him, tries to pull his pants down again and whatnot, and so on, gets chased off, food thrown at him, runs back to the table. And you guys sit back and they're finishing up their dance, and you realize that the musician ends his routine and is replaced by somebody else, and the accordion stops, and the string quartet comes up and starts to play, and you guys get your food is brought out in a few minutes, and it looks very delicious. There's a great platter. The chef is awesome. He's over here by the stable boy. So she gives you your drinks and gives you your food, and you guys dig in a bit and eat. And now, Alex, you're just finishing up your dance. You're done now, and you have to decide what you want to do next. You notice these two strangers come in. One of them is a female, which is intriguing, and dressed very outlandish. The other one seems more solemn, serious guy. And but you just take that in and notice it. And then Willow and Belgrove are kind of talk to you, and they're saying, "Well, so what are you going to do now?" And you haven't told them about why you're here or anything like that particularly, or who you know, or whatever.
Would I have any knowledge of anything in like? Do I know? I don't know anybody in Hommlet. Was I maybe heading here specifically, or am I just maybe traveling to root out evil wherever it may be?
Yeah, and I will give you a bit better background. Let me think for a minute. You knew about brother Calmert, Calmert, I should say his name is, and he's a priest of St. Cuthbert, and there's a local chapel of St. Cuthbert, and it's a pretty important one. And as Calmert, he's one of through correspondence, you know of him, and he put out a paper, sent it back to the headquarters about kind of claiming, complaining about, he's found clues that there's some dark force has returned to this area. And you surmise that he could very well be at this wedding. I'm not sure if you can. Do I have this? Let me take a quick look. But at the moment, you don't know. There appear to be a priest at the wedding table, and you can tell that the Knights of St. Cuthbert have a certain kind of torque. You know, they look like Catholic priests often. Stand out that way.
So I see the priests in the corner. Is what you're saying?
Right here. If you got that ping on roll 20. Actually, oh yeah, I guess you can see all the names and stuff there. Cut that out. Do you follow that? Are you on the?
I can see it.
Yeah. All right. So, just give me 1 second. All right. So, do you guys want to do anything right now? Because I'm going to move the game along here. You do see a half orc and a half elf over here. We have a couple. It kind of stands out a bit.
Just chat with people around the room at different times in the evening. I'm not a real good information gatherer, but just kind of chat up the crowd for local anything that's gone on locally recently, and because I am out after looking for information, even though I'm not good at it.
Right. So you finish up your dinner and your drinks, and Relenora, Belgrove and Willow go back to their table. You're invited to go there, of course, if you wish.
Okay.
Now that's for Alex's character.
Okay.
You two haven't met yet. You're watching this one gypsy who's not. Is Alex here? He might be AFK at the moment. Yeah, he is. Okay, he said he'll be right back. So for now, you guys are kind of on your own at the moment.
Well, Zara's the one I've got an introduction to, and I'll go and introduce myself and tell her that we stopped and saw her brother, I think it was his sister. Was that the one?
Right. And
just kind of do pleasantries and say we'd stopped, and he sends his regards. And
okay, Father Joe, you were keeping your eye on the Bruce the Butcher a bit in that area, and you notice now Bruce the Butcher, he goes to take a drink of his ale, and it's the whole ale just hits him in the face and splashes his ale on his head. Seems like he did it on purpose, like he just sloshed his drink on his own face.
How's he reacting?
He's pissed. It's like, what? By Cuthbert's beard. Who's doing that? Which one of you? And he's looking at the table. That's not funny. That was an expensive drink. Black dwarf black rum. Ah, and he's spitting it to my eyes. Very funny, Gin Pollock.
I'm going to look around and see if I can determine, there's someone that's... It seems like magic to me, though I am not too terribly familiar with it. I'm looking around for anyone that looks like they may be trying to cast a spell or do anything nefarious like that.
Yeah, and the place is very busy and bustling, and it's hard to tell, but somebody might stand out, right? Doing evocations, yeah. So you're looking around. Okay, you can make a intelligence check for me, -5.
Okay.
And Sister Zhang, you're on the guard as well, so you can also make the roll.
Well, I passed it by a lot. I rolled a 2.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I should have been a +5.
Yeah, so you actually had to roll under. What is your intelligence? You had to roll really well, because that's...
I didn't make it. I have an 11 intelligence.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Sister Zhang, there's a lot of noise. I'm not sure if you were... Like, the music did stop for a moment, and you thought you heard some laughing. And it was pretty high-pitched laughing.
Spirits, probably.
And yeah, you from your past, you kind of... Yeah, well, that thought comes to your mind.
Nature spirits are always playful. They're not normally in a village.
So do you say that to Father Joe? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nature spirits, possibly? They're playful and mischievous.
Quite possible.
Not normally in a village, though, but...
Now you...
Keep our eyes open.
Yeah, you guys are on guard now. That might... Yeah, it might be there, something there. But what you do notice is that this person right here, see her? She is actually dressed like a gypsy. And to this point, you thought she was a gypsy. Now, at closer inspection, you can see that she's an elf. And she's staring toward the bar. Now, make a... sorry about the check rolls here. Okay, I know I'll let you guys role play this. I'll let you guys go with it.
I'm going to keep a closer eye on her in case anything else happens at the same time as something else. But very discreetly.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're watching her. More.
Mhm.
That's where your focus is going to be on. Okay, Father Joe. Is he there, Bill?
Yeah, sorry, I keep
Okay.
forgetting to press the
Yeah, that's what I
button
thought.
thing.
I was just going to say you're muted, I think.
Yeah. Now, if we notice the elf, I'm gonna keep my eyes on the elf and see if I can discern anything about that. I'm not one to just jump up and act without knowing something, but I have my suspicions about this creature.
Okay, the elf walks quickly to the bar and is looking, and she looks around at other people, and she looks at Ostler, and she seems confused, and looking back to the bar a couple times, and then she says something to Ostler quietly, and he's kind of shrugging, and he's looking around, and he shrugs again, and and she notices you watching her, and is sort of shy, and
Mm-hmm.
and backs up a little bit, sort of still looking, and
I'll motion her over.
I kind of need Alex here now. He should be back soon. Oh, you gesture to her? So,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna just pause it here now for a moment,
All right.
because he's really good at role playing her, and I'm kind of pushing it a bit. So for now, let's just say you guys you watched her, and then she noticed you, and we'll pause it there for a moment. And this is an intro kind of game, right? So,
Right.
but things, you guys are, something tricky's going on here.
Yep.
And I'll be right back, and
All right.
in shortly.
I'll be right back myself.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
everyone.
grab a drink as well.
Yeah,
Yep.
take a bio, grab
Yep.
one.
Be right back.
Yep.
Well, it looks like I'm just in time. Whoops.
Is Alex back?
Yeah, I just got back. I went to go eat real quick. Sorry.
So, Alex, I had to do something with your character, not a lot. Just to fill you in, you were dancing with, and then it ended. They went back to their table, and just as you were going to join them or do whatever, you see something. First of all, you see where Bruce the Butcher is.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, remember his pants fell. Now he just dumped his own drink on his face, and it doesn't appear that he meant to do it. He's kind of a bit pissed off, and he's kind of pointing at Jin Pillock the hunter there, and what do you that's not funny and whatever. But you're not sure what the heck's going on there. But just on the corner of your eye, you see some movement near the bar behind Ostler. In kind of a dark area up on top, see those two wine barrels there?
Yeah, right here.
Up above those wine barrels. No, this.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You see. I don't want to spoil anything, but just only you see this. Are two very small figures. And they appear to be very small, naked boys. Two of them, and they have tiny little, like dragonfly wings coming out of their back. And they have little antennae sticking out of their head. And one of them's pointing his finger and berating the other. They seem to be arguing, and the other one's trying not to laugh. And the other one's pointing his finger, and they seem to be occupied. Like and you realize with a start, like I played this just a little bit, you're staring for a minute because you're just like, oh, and you right away think like spirits, something, right? And your people kind of know a bit about the fairy folk.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're like, you could make an intelligence check because you might very well know what they are, and your character-wise.
4.
Oh yeah, so they're sprites, and they're in here. Okay, Dean, something's cracking there. I'm not sure what that is.
Sorry, that could be me eating chips.
Yeah, that is you. Yep. No problem. Okay.
And they're just being playful over there?
You're not sure. Like, sprites usually avoid dense places with people. They are playful and they're mischievous, and you're in the lore.
I get into my corset every day. Part of my beauty routine.
Oh, Bill, we're picking up some people talking. I think.
So I see them. I know what they are. They're just little spritelings.
Yeah, and you're trying not to, and then you kind of realize that, and I had you kind of move forward a little bit. And you couldn't kind of help it because you were getting a bit close look, because they are kind of hidden on top of the barrels, and they're small. They're only about 2.5 feet tall, 17, 18 inches. And then they're arguing right now though, and they're kind of poking each other and.
All right. Well, I'm going to use one of my cantrips, dust, by just like tapping on my hand and just kind of muttering it. And I'm going to use the common language as I cast it, and I'm just going to sprinkle some dust onto them.
Oh wow! I think that's meant it cleans dust.
Oh, is it?
But bear with me. Yeah, it's like dusting.
Well,
or no, or am I wrong?
I have a spell called Shine that does that.
Okay. So, then it might make a small little. Okay, a little bit of dust. And it's smart, yeah. And you do notice that the girl and the priest are watching you curiously, and nobody else notices this. The place is busy and loud, music, dancing. Ostler's too busy; he doesn't even notice. they're about 12. They're about 10 feet high too. Anyway, you were just. What do you do now? You did that spell. The dust goes on them. Sister Zhang and Father Zhou. You see now what? Describe your role play how you'd cast that spell, and I'm going to say that the dust settles on them. You already see them, but now Sister Zhang and Father Zhou, you see these figures up there moving around as parts of them get covered in dust.
Okay.
And they're small, and they're made to be rats or cats or something.
But
And
there's
then-
definitely something up there with.
And you
with
hear a
the-
sneeze go out. Achoo, achoo. And it might have come from there in this really high pitched. Couple more.
Definitely spirit folk.
And I'm just gonna, if they notice me there looking, nudge them like, go hide.
To the sprites.
Sprites.
Okay, they're kind of oblivious at the point. They look around. And give me 1 second. I'm going to. Hey, do you see these little sprite guys?
Oh yeah.
Okay, for a minute you see them, they fly up in the air and flutter and get the dust off, and then you see them, their hands fly up in the air and they fling this sparkling dust, this pixie dust, and it floats around them and they disappear as the dust settles on them. Except that Relenora, you can still see them.
Well, do I know that their dust makes them invisible?
Yeah, you would come to that conclusion. It must have been that you saw the effect. And it happened pretty quick. Nobody else really took notice. It happened above these barrels.
I guess even after all this time, some things never change. And I'm gonna kind of walk over to Bruce. Actually, I don't know how well magic really is seen around here, so I'm not. As much as I want to help, it pains me to see him kind of get tricked like that and played with and pranked. I kind of reluctantly kind of go back over here and kind of just hide from the view of the sprites.
Okay, now Sister Zhang and Father Zhou, you see this. She's backed up slowly. You did see these two people watching you, and then they saw that happen. They saw, and they realized these are more than rats or cats.
Mm-hmm.
And she knows something, because now all of a sudden she's like, oh, I didn't see anything. And she is a bit awkward. You realize she doesn't have a high charisma. It's obvious.
Mm-hmm.
I realize I probably see them looking at me, and I realize that I might as well come over and might attempt to explain myself, and I walk over near this chair.
Yeah, they appear benign.
Greetings. My name is Relenora. How are you two faring?
Tired from a day on the road. Sister Zhang and Father Zhou.
And
Yes.
I definitely don't have the outfit that I'm wearing. I'm dressed like a gypsy, and I have this headband that's covering my ears, and I'm wearing a veil.
They made a roll and kind of suspected that you were more than a human. Just so you know, I kind of played that now. Sorry, you might not know that as character. Oops.
So
You can definitely tell I'm not local to anywhere in the region.
I wouldn't know that.
Okay.
I see your different garb, and I kind of guess you're a traveler, but I wouldn't know how foreign you are.
Well, her skin tone, everything, her set of her face, like racial features even are different. No one else looks like her here.
You really stand out from the crowd, especially in this one.
Yes, I have traveled a very long road. From very, very far away.
Well, perhaps you'd be interested in sharing a tale with me. And I'll go and take a seat.
Have you traveled far as well?
Well,
I,
mm,
Only
Far?
Relenora sees these pixies. And she's been watching them, but trying to pretend not to watch them.
yeah, my eyes kind of just like drift away from the conversation sometimes. Like I try my best not to look at them, but they just keep appearing and
They were
and,
really close for a minute there and then flew off out of your vision. You don't know where they are at the moment. But you saw them. Okay, just hold on a sec, Relenora. What you did see, though, is they flew amazingly fast along the ceiling, came down and hovered, and you looked at them and they realized you could see them. And then they realized nobody else could, and they quick look at each other and their eyes go wide in a bit of alarm. But you can tell they were coming there to listen or to watch or just to perch. And then they were sitting there for about a minute while you guys were chatting, right? And the whole time you could see them just hovering there on the chair listening, and they were kind of talking, whispering to each other, and there seemed to be arguing, and the Pico, or the one, was kind of pointing at them and arguing and gesturing, and then all of a sudden they realize that you see them and they're like, ooh, and they bug out.
yes, I always as I was saying, I traveled here it took me about 2 weeks to get here, really, to get my bearings, and in a way I'm kind of looking for someone, but it appears that they might not be here.
you're supposed to meet them in Hommlet?
That's where I was told to go, yes.
You don't think anything happened to them, do you?
Well, he's apparently been missing for a couple moons now, and he usually returns. As a matter of fact, he should be here tonight, as from what I'm told, but I haven't seen him.
Well, perhaps if he does not show up, you will need some companionship in looking for him.
That would be appreciated. I really don't know much about landscape, and knowing some well-traveled people might be of great use to me.
I do not know much about this area either, but I know that 2 people are safer than 1, and 3 people are safer than 2.
These numbers prove true.
Well, that does make sense. I feel much more comfortable traveling with you two than by myself.
Father Joe, I am going to give you inspiration. Now, I use this, it's a 5e bit of thing, meaning you can use the inspiration to inspire somebody. You'd have to role play, if they're trying to, it could be something like persuading somebody of something, or
Right.
or even a heroic act. Like, it can be used in an attack even. And then they get plus 1d4 to their attack, or to their saving throw, if it's that in that case, or something.
A useful ability. Thank you.
And you use it, and then it's gone. And I reward it for good role play. Basically, you get it if you do something in character. You basically made a connection there that got it. You guys have a nucleus of a little group. Now, Relenora, you're seeing more than they're seeing. And you're not sure where they are right now, these pixies. They're kind of out of sight, and their magic seems to be quite powerful. Like, you see them sometimes, depends how much of this dust they pour on, but it kind of wears off, you notice, for you. The rest of everybody else, they don't see anything.
I'm not really going to take too much notice to them. I would assume that I know that sprites are generally not out to hurt anyone.
No. Yeah, well, as far as you know.
Yeah. I kind of get excited by the notion of forming a party because I've kind of seen how the other people at the other table kind of formed a relationship, and I smile at the thought of it. I say, well, it should be exciting for all of us. I'm glad that I'll be able to travel with you.
And you remember the name of the person you're waiting for?
Jaru?
Yeah, that's who he is. You haven't told anybody that at that point.
Well, again, I'm under the assumption that, like, the gypsies, again, have told me that I shouldn't trust everyone right away. So,
you feel it kind of camaraderie already, just the fact that you guys shared this moment, and now you two know that she saw something that you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And so on. So you guys you're sipping your drinks or whatever, your goat's milk, and you got your orc black ale, and you're chatting for a little while. You guys want to do anything? Any role play, or I'll move the time forward. Another half hour's gone by or so, and you haven't seen or heard anything go amiss.
I'll just ask Eleonora discreetly about the events with the next table there with Bruce the Butcher, and that she seemed to have seen something. Would she share what that was? Or who that was?
Well, depends how you see the world.
I'm not local, but where I come from, which is over a year's travel away, nature spirits is what we would commonly refer to the event as. What is the local? Even though you're not exactly local to the village, you're local to the region. Describe these events as.
Well, I honestly, I wouldn't know much about the local, what they would call it. But nature spirits would be accurate. I saw a couple of these free spirits, so to speak, and they're definitely just having their own sort of fun. Unfortunately, at other people's expenses.
Yeah.
The nature spirits where I am are similar, or where I'm from are similar. They tend to have a mischievous bent, and yes, this could be a similar event.
Are you familiar with sprites?
I know not the term, but I assume if they are a nature spirit type thing, they're similar to what I have from where I'm from.
As I spend not my time learning about such things.
And sorry, I missed. There's one correction I'm going to make quickly. I think these are pixies.
Oh, okay. Well,
there's a bit of academic difference.
Pixies, sprites, they all look the same to me.
Yep. Yeah, just for those. But anyway, because they have pixie dust and stuff, and that's special.
Until they become a brownie, they're not worth eating.
That's correct.
Exactly.
And then you suddenly hear this. Use please, mortals. Mortals. Do you understand, mortals?
I'm going.
It's coming from nowhere.
Oh.
We cannot see you.
Of course you cannot see us. We don't wish to be seen.
It's hard to talk to someone if you can't see them.
This place is too many people, busy. We talk outside?
I look around at my companions. What say you?
I wouldn't mind a little fresh air, honestly.
Let's.
The party atmosphere does not give me an easy feeling. A walk in the village might be relaxing.
Outside. See you outside.
That is agreeable.
And you guys can move outside if you wish. They didn't really say where or when. They just outside.
All right, I'll get out of my chair and I'll follow behind everyone else.
You get outside and you're looking around. And it's like, psst, 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 this way. And it's coming from this direction.
Those little creatures move fast.
They do. Hurry, quick. You hear echo.
I gotta zoom out here.
And then you hear from over here. Quick. You're so slow. Quick, hurry, you're so slow. Silly mortals. Silly mortals. So you guys move your characters around. I can move you too, quickly.
Just trying to place where we're going.
Yeah, and they keep taunting you in a way, but it's sort of jaunty manner. Hurry, you're so slow. We have to pull your pants down too?
No. Yeah, I would just be doing my best to keep up with them.
There appears to be an orchard behind the inn. Do you guys see that ping?
Give me 1 second. Nope.
I do not.
Okay, so go behind the inn to your left. Not sure why you don't see that.
Probably because we can't actually see there.
Okay, there you go. There you're showing up. They're like, finally.
Behind that building, around to the left.
Over here.
Yep.
And I'd be pretty jovial about it. I probably wouldn't.
Yeah, how do you guys want to react for the moment going there? You're kind of stumbling around, following these weird voices that are, hurry up, you're so slow.
I'm not going to give away how quickly I can actually go.
Yeah, I'm back here. It's pretty dark. There's moonlight and starlight just making a lot of shadows. And you start seeing movement in this tree and this tree. There's something up in the trees now, and they appear to be sitting on a branch, and they're shaking, and they're shaking, and you can see these sparkling suddenly appear, and it kind of lights up them a bit. Suddenly you can make out these little pixies, and they're shaking themselves vigorously and rubbing the dust off, the pixie dust, and they're appearing now, and they're blowing each other off and laughing and giggling, and then they see that you see them now.
Hello there.
Ah, mortals. Thank you. And the first time they said thanks, I guess. I'm Pico. And the other one pipes up, and I'm Nico. And they're these naked little boys with these dragonfly wings and antennas and strange eyes, colors. Yeah, they're...
Cool.
Please, we seek your help. Can you help us? Help us save Gregarious.
What you'll have to slow down, because as you are want to observe, we are slow. What seems to be the problem?
Oh, you must talk. Come see Daphne.
Who is Daphne?
And they look at each other. Daphne's a friend, sir. She, tree lady. She in the grove. You have to go to the grove. Speak to Daphne.
Where's this grove?
Very close.
The one
Jeru's Grove.
I'm going to look around at my companions. What say you?
Well,
the one on the way into the village that we passed?
Appears to be.
Then don't lead us around in loops. You've led us the wrong way.
Yes, but we must first sense if you are evil, he says, intently looking at you. But Nico says you are good. So, we shall take you. Is anybody good in the party?
Yep.
I am lawful good.
Right?
I'm actually only lawful neutral.
so they do sense no evil and mostly good. So Pico Nico is like, so you come to Grove, see Daphne?
Aye, we shall accompany you.
Now, you may want to share any information you know about the Grove. What you know about it so far is that it's a special place just from appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Rel and Nora, I don't know what you want to tell them. They say it's Drew's Grove.
If I recall anything about our grove, there's usually hidden dangers in forms of plants and traps, so we must be very careful. I don't know what this Jeru fellow might keep in his grove, but we should be careful not to touch anything.
Go into the grove. Go to the middle of the grove and look and call out for Daphne. Will be there. She cannot go far.
We'll be respectful.
Okay, we'll see you there. And they throw a bunch of pixie dust in the air and sparkle for a second. And after it bubbles, and they're just kind of like, whoa, pixie dust. Woo. They disappear and seem to have left. Now, you don't... you can still see them when they have the pixie dust on for some reason, by the way, Relinora. It doesn't work on you.
How strange.
Unless they really pour it on. You see they get a little vague. If you follow. Now I'm just going to move you guys back to the main square. And what do you guys know about Jeru? Because this grove is right in the middle of Hommlet. And this is apparently Jeru's grove. And he's some sort of... You're not sure exactly what is. Unless anybody knows anything I told you guys about him.
I know that I need to see him, as my people tell me he's he's one of the guardians of this grove.
Right. So when you pass...
you have a purpose to see him? I recommend you lead. We could talk if you wish. But you're the one who actually has an introduction here and a reason to go.
Well, you two do as well. I mean, you came
We
here
do
with
now.
me. But I understand what you mean. I will take lead then.
All right, and there's the main entrance, the track that goes into the grove. There's parts of the grove that are hard to travel through just because it's full of beautiful vines and hanging plants and unknowns. So you can stick to the path, or you can go as into the bush, so to speak. It's not a huge grove, about the size of a football field and a half, 2 football fields, maybe 3, actually, come to think of it.
Do you mind if I
said we should
take a moment to myself? Thank you. And I'm going to actually go behind some trees, and I'm going to get out the gypsy clothes that are kind of stuffy, and I didn't really enjoy wearing them. And I only wore them because the occasion demanded it. I'm going to switch to my more traditional elven garb and my cloak and my armor, and then I'm going to come back around.
That's... Oh. And the jig's up, you guys realize that was their day job, maybe. And, oh, you're impressed? She comes out, changed. Has armor, weapons hidden in there somewhere?
Yes, behind the robe you can probably see a few straps from leather armor, and I'm wearing a robe over top of it, but I still wear the leather boots and the gloves that are quite obvious.
Okay, give me 1 second. If you guys are ready to go into this grove, we can start. I got you guys. We're gonna play for. If you guys are good to go for another hour or so.
I'm actually got to leave in about a half hour.
Half hour. Okay, actually, we could
Somebody can play my character after I leave if you want. That's fine.
Okay, we'll get a lot done in half an hour. Actually, we should be able to get through the part. Give me 1 second. I just have to look up some notes. And you guys, if you want to do any other, it's going to be fairly dark in there. Your vision's going to. I'm going to curtail your vision quite a bit in a second. You'll notice. Just to give you a heads up. I don't know if you'll still be able to see, but only probably about 40 or 50 feet under the canopy.
So did you guys bring any light?
Dean, there's something that sounds like it's somebody's hitting the gears. Yeah, there it goes again.
Oh, that's just me moving the microphone on my headset.
Oh, every time it makes this sound. Anyway.
Just move the microphone out to take a drink out of my water bottle.
Gotcha. I'm just looking up something. A minute. Are you guys ready to go, I guess, more or less?
More or less. I have no light source at all.
There it is. Okay, I just had to find something. Very good, very good. So you're going to follow the main trail then for now? I mean, I guess that's what it's meant for.
I'm definitely going to, as I've got no way of seeing in the heavy brush.
I've got a hooded lantern that I can light and take with us.
Yeah, if you need to see into the nooks and crannies, and if you leave the main trail, you'll definitely get dark in a hurry. So I'm going to do that in a minute. I'm going to curtail your vision.
And I'll definitely notice this lamp, and I've never seen a lamp before. At least not in a very long time. I say they've changed so much over the years.
Now you see further, being the elf.
Well, no time like the present. Wouldn't want you aging on me?
Oh, wait a sec. This is supposed to be here. Oh, what the hell? Isn't there supposed to be any light in here? Hold on, I have to fix something in a minute. Okay, we'll start here as soon as I get this friggin' thing. All right, get out of here, you.
I don't think we've introduced ourselves, have we?
Oh.
My name is Relenora Oros.
Yeah, we introduced ourselves at the table.
Yep.
Well, I'm doing it more formally now.
Oh, okay.
And I will even give you a small elven curtsy.
Nice.
Hmm.
And I'm just going to find the sound effect and kill that because you guys are no longer in the bar.
Sorry for my earlier caution. I was warned that there's evil that lurks here, and I was just being cautious.
Can never be too careful. That's not a bad trait.
Agreed.
Indeed. And so far, I'm almost ready here. A light rain starts to fall. You guys hear birds chirping and stuff, and it's really quite pleasant. There's a nice full crescent moon that's giving off a surprising amount of light, and the stars are out. And you go down this path. On either side, there's really these old stones, and you can now see definitely their ruins. And if you had some more time, you might be able to investigate further. But at the moment, you're sort of, well, let's go find this Daphne and check out this grove a bit. You guys can keep moving forward. You do see critters and stuff. The place isn't completely still and dead. You can see chipmunks zipping around, birds, so that's a good sign. And a lot of insects chirping and crickets going. And the path it gives you a sense of comfort somewhat.
Just like home.
Somewhat, yeah.
Father Joe, are you coming along?
Yes, I'm coming. Hold on.
Okay.
Does
And
he feel old?
You
Or-
can light up your lantern. Actually, technically, you would see something. It would give you more clarity. You of course would stand out.
Darren, can you move my? I don't know where we're at. I'm
Oh, I need to ping you.
seeing here. Yeah, there we are.
There we go. And by the way, if you hold down Alt and use your scroll, you can zoom in and out. And if you hold Shift, you can go back and forth.
That's useful.
A couple of useful things. So everything seems fine. You keep going down the path, and at the end, there's one large boulder, elegantly placed in sort of this feng shui, and there's a swirling pattern on it, which is very pleasing to the eye. And you can recognize possible constellations on it, but it's hard to tell. You guys aren't really scholarly type or high level or anything. I'm going to move you up, Father Joe. And the trail comes to sort of end, and it just sort of, the grove turns into sort of a meandering, dense park in the trees, and there's a canopy up ahead that's broken by the odd patch. Some of the trees are really large, 4 or 5 feet trunks easily across. Beautiful trees. The place, in a sense, has been cared for, but not formed or made in any particular manner. You see, it's natural, and you recognize some of the trees here are a lot older than any of the other trees around this area. And it's a special grove. And apparently Giroux's grove, he's the caretaker. And also Relenora is supposed to find Giroux, and he's been missing. And Daphne, though, you've been sidetracked by these 2 pixies who are like, come help Daphne. The connection here is, too, she's apparently in the grove. So I'll let you guys play on. What do you decide to do?
Well, we were supposed to call out when we got here.
Yeah, he said go deep into the grove.
I don't think that's entirely too wise.
Yeah.
Even to the caretakers of each other's groves.
It may not be too wise, but it is what we agreed to.
Very well.
The priest says. Very good.
And I guess we'll start shouting out Daphne's name. I will probably try to climb up on a rock.
You haven't even entered the grove yet. You can recognize that once you go past this rock barrier, go around it, you're in the grove, so to speak.
So this was just the entranceway.
Yeah, this walkway is just the entrance. You're not deep in the grove by any measure.
Okay. In that case, we need to proceed farther.
And you enter a wonderful place. In fact, everybody, if you could make me a wisdom check, so get your wisdom or less.
My wisdom is fantastic.
Now, the monk should have hear noise. Don't they have a hear noise ability?
Yep.
Okay, you can make a hear noise roll.
I failed my wisdom, but I also have hear noise.
Okay, yeah, right. You're thief multi-class. Go ahead, make your roll as well.
I made my roll.
Okay, you feel yourself, Father Joe, feel yourself quite taken back by the beauty, and you feel that you just want to wander into the grove, and just have a picnic and smoke a pipe, but you shake your head. And think better of it. It's like, well, no, what the heck?
I recognize it as an unnatural feeling, and I warn my compatriots.
I'm lost in the moment, just kind of soaking everything in and kind of remembering the home I lost.
And your guard is down. You're not. You're watching Relenora and Father Joe. You warn her and them, saying, "Watch your guard." Sister Zhang, did you make your wisdom check?
By 4, yes.
So you felt really well at ease too, and you felt yourself willing to lean up against a tree and meditate. And there's so many beautiful trees to pick to meditate under, but then you shake your head and get over it. And Relinora, the elf, though, she's sort of she's spinning around a circle with her arms wide and breathing deeply, and it's a smell and everything in here, and she seems to be just a bit enraptured, and her guard's down. Like, and the rest of you are still, you recognize this is a dark grove. We're here in serious business, sort of.
Can I just go over and gently place a hand on her shoulder and try and stabilize her and bring her back to focus on what we're doing? And,
what's your charisma?
give me 1 second. I pop the character sheet.
Make a charisma check for me. And do any of you know how to screen share?
Yeah, I can.
Can you screen share for me on the feed? Because if I do it, it shows everything.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I do. So I'm just going to open that for a while, and then people could see what you see. And I might, yeah, thank you, if you don't mind. Anybody? Okay, so your charisma check for me, Dean?
I have a charisma 12 and I rolled a 20, so I'm way out. Not even close.
And she sort of ignores you and keeps kind of spinning and just sort of la la la, dancing a little bit. Now we have to roll a surprise roll, I'm afraid, because Relinora, you kind of prance into the grove a little ways. I'm going to move your character.
Okay.
And you feel infatuated with, you sense the mother tree of the grove close by. And sure enough, as you head toward it, yeah, but something happens as you see tendrils come down from a tree that was rather cleverly hidden amongst the other ones. And these tendrils come down, and also roots go to grab you, Relinora. And actually, Sister Jing was close enough as well. So we'll make a surprise roll first to see if you guys... Now, this thing's really quite hard to surprise. So you roll 6-sided die, somebody.
1d6.
And do you have a ranger or anybody else with the ranger-like abilities for surprise? Monks sometimes get them. Monks have some surprise benefits, I know.
Not at this level. I believe at this level I'm still normal on surprise.
Oh, you got it. They rolled a 5, you rolled a 6. So neither of you surprised. Now you're being attacked by some sort of malevolent tree creature. Uses its tendrils to grab you and strangle you and crush you. As far as you can tell, you hear this cry go out, Relinora, you're rudely brought out of your revelry. As we now roll initiative to see who goes first. So we'll roll 6-sided die, and everyone has to decide what they want to do. I rolled a 5, by the way.
Do you want me to just roll another d6 on the roller here?
Yeah, because we did a surprise roll to see if anybody got to act. Oh, nice roll. I rolled a 5, you rolled a 6. So I would say, Relinora, you spin around and you see this dark, creepy tree. You guys should be able to see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's suddenly, things go dark in the grove. And this, you're not sure if it's a guardian tree or just a pissed off tree that needs therapy. Father Joe, you appear to be a little ways away, far enough away. You seem to be out of reach. Now you guys can go first. And these tendrils are going to grab you, Sister Jing, and on you, Relinora.
Okay.
So we're going first. We won the initiative.
You did.
I'm going to see if I can just run over to her and basically pick her up and carry her out of the range of the branches and the vines.
Well, she might snap out of this, actually, if you make a wisdom save, Relinora.
Come on, baby. All right, I got 7 this time.
So you stop spinning as these things go to grab you. You feel these tendrils reaching down and going around your neck and stuff. And at first you were kind of embracing it. It's like, oh, the trees are embracing me. And then they were scratchy and hurty. And
All right,
going poke and grab.
Yeah, I'll definitely try to like duck away from it and try to move over here. Try to get away from it. More of an
Okay,
even
make
though I
a.
kind of see it. I'm
All right,
trying to just
so
get away
make a
from it.
dexterity save. So
That's
dexterity or less.
6, so that's less than my 16.
Okay, you spring out of reach, and this thing was just trying to grab you. Now, Sister Zhang, what do you do?
Well, now that I see she's safe, I'm going to be backing up beside Father Jean there, out of range of this tree.
Okay, make a dex save. Dex or less.
Actually, I think that is my dexterity. Just give me 1 second.
Just roll 20-sided if you get low.
Oh, I've already got the roll up there. I'm just checking. Yeah, 17 is my dex.
That's close. Okay, so you just get out of reach. That's your move. You kind of scramble a little ways away. Father Joe.
Do I see anything? I mean, I know I'm pretty far back. I don't know if I see anything.
Sister Joe Zhang backpedals away from these tendrils that are reaching for her in this tree. Apparently, they were being grasped by these branches.
Okay. I'm going to. Does she look like she needs rescuing? Should I smash these tendrils, or maybe step in between her and the tree?
Yeah, well, you're not sure. So far, the tree's turn is coming up. You guys have got initiative, so you're not sure what the tree can do. It was just grasping them as they both darted out of its reach, hopefully. It's a pretty big tree.
Yeah, I'm gonna place myself in between Sister Jang and the tree, because that's what a lawful good cleric, warrior, holy man would do.
Right.
So I guess that's what I'm doing this turn.
Gotcha. And the tree, it gets to its turn, it can actually move. This tree. This tree is called a comfort. And it's a pretty nasty tree. And it moves quite slow, however, and it kind of slumbers towards Father Joe and Sister Zhang, but you guys can escape from it. It basically relies on surprise if you get close enough to it. But you guys actually rolled a 6, and it would have surprised you on a 1 to 4. Oh, hold on, your mic's live there, Bill.
I knew that. I was just waiting to see if you're
gotcha. Oh, gotcha. And you guys backpedal out of the way. You avoided it. And you're just like breathing heavily. And avoid that area. Watch that tree. And you guys proceed deeper into the grove. Now, Relinora, you're snapped out of your revelry now. And you did get close to this big tree here. And when you look up...
I gotta go FK for just a second. I'll be right back.
Gotcha, buddy.
Okay.
So Sister Zhang, you can go like wide around that tree and just avoid it. Also, I'll Father Joel follow you. And Relinora's over there, but she's looking up at this. She's at this tree trunk that's probably, it must be 15 feet across. And it goes towering up into this massive special oak you've never seen before. And now that you get closer to it, you can actually see hidden amongst the massive branches in the crooks up there is a treehouse. And I'll show you guys a picture to give you an idea. Scale. It's pretty impressive. You guys see that?
I don't see much. I've got a very limited range of view here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. It's dark over there.
I guess we need to come a little closer to Relinora.
What I can fix this. Actually, give me a second. I can. Yeah, you guys can go
Oh my
for.
God.
What I'll do is I'll give you guys a view of this. Just bear with me.
All right, my camera's going all over the place. Don't know what you're doing over there.
Changing things around.
There we go.
Okay, can you guys see a treehouse?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're down at the bottom, of course, looking up, and you can see that this treehouse has multiple landings and rooms. It's quite beautiful. It's so natural. It's sort of interwoven branches and leaves make up most of the walls, and in a real thick manner, though, you can see it. It has structure. It seems quiet and dark at the moment.
I'm back. I got a little bit of time left.
Okay, I was just we'll see what happens here. I'm glad you can stay for a bit longer. I'm just showing them the treehouse sort of as you as you see it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's quite impressive.
I like it.
I think this is where we need to call out for Daphne.
Well, you're getting deeper into the grove, yeah, and you sense that this is possibly Giroux's treehouse.
Giroux's domain.
And normally, that's where he would probably stay when he stayed in Hommlet and tended the grove.
Uh-huh.
Now, you do see something through the forest gets thick up ahead, and you can start calling Daphne, I suppose.
I'd like to move to the opposite side of the tree. Oh my God, my scroller just doesn't know what to do with itself. Let me refresh my roll 20.
All right, so you guys gonna follow Eleonora. She goes deeper into the grove,
Mm-hmm.
and you see in front of you the most beautiful tree you've ever seen in your life. Do you guys see that? Yeah, okay.
Just loading in.
Okay.
Something's weird's going on with my.
You see an amazing tree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Is
turn
that the
off.
sparkly one right beside us? The
Yeah.
multicolored one? Yeah, right there, okay.
It's like brings tear to your eye. And there it's now you're deep. You seem to be deep in the cove. So you get a feeling that this tree's so beautiful, and you can hear a soft singing and a mournful song.
Daphne?
We'll
The
start
singing
calling-
stops instantly.
Start calling out for Daphne here.
Yeah, the singing stops instantly as soon as you mention it once.
Mm-hmm.
We're sent to look for you by some people named Pico and Nico.
Okay, I'll have to show you a picture quickly. Actually, I could screen share myself. Can you see her?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
This strange looking green skinned, really beautiful lime green skinned being with pointy ears, much like an elf, but even more so, elongated features and really lime colored eyes, glowing lime colored eyes. And she was the one who was singing. And she steps out of the tree very gracefully, and she's incredibly beautiful. Incredibly beautiful. Her voice was gorgeous, and she sort of matches the tree in the way. There are highlights in her hair that twinkle colors and such. And there's actually butterflies and things that kind of flutter around her. And you're in awe. Just such a mystical creature.
I will give a very deep bow and comment, honored spirit guardian of the woods.
She gives a little giggle. Do any of you have 15 or higher charisma?
Not me.
I have a 6 charisma.
Okay. Sister Zhang?
I believe mine is 12. 14 comeliness.
Okay. Oh, does
15
anybody have
comeliness, if that
15 or
helps.
higher comeliness?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. She giggles and looks at you, and she goes, "Yes, I am Daphne. Please." But you see sadness in her eyes. Pico Nico. You were sent by Pico Nico. They did it. I can't believe it. So you've come to rescue my friend?
Who's your friend?
Oh, they did not tell you. My special friend Gregorius. He was captured by that foul creature.
Foul creature is that?
Gremeg. He's very bad. He's very old.
Can you give us the nature of this creature? What sort of creature is it?
And we think he came recently from the north. And there was a few years ago, there was a troll. That was a couple days' journey from the village, but that troll was killed. And then we think that this vile Gremeg, he calls himself, he comes in and he takes over the troll's lair. He kept to his own, and he killed many creatures and ate them and did things, but he took my Gremeg, she says, in anguish. And we dare not go in. We dare not go in.
Who is or what is Gremeg?
He's an ogre.
Gremeg's your friend?
Ah, no. No, he wants to eat me.
Sorry, I'm mixing up names here. I'm trying to sort out who's who again.
No, Gregarious.
Oh, Gregarious is the friend.
Yeah. And then Gremog is this orc. And she's like, I cannot leave this place. I'm bound to my tree. She just pats it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't see why we
What
could
is
go help.
Gregorius?
Gregarious, my friend. He's my special friend, my poet, my singer. He's a bard.
Ah. Traveling minstrel.
Yes. But he's one of our folk, though.
Well, one of the spirit folk, who is
Yes.
also a minstrel.
Yes.
Ah, very special type of friend indeed.
Mm-hmm. Will you help him? I'm sure that perhaps Grimag might have some treasure you could have. And I'm afraid that Gregarious will... I don't know if he's still alive. She kind of sobs a bit. I tried to get Pico Nico to go and talk to him, but they were too scared. They won't go in.
Where would this beast lair? You mentioned that he had taken over the lair of somebody else.
She's like, I don't know, but Pico Nico can lead you there.
One troublesome spirit helping another troublesome spirit.
But he is dangerous. You must be careful.
Well,
Now,
don't see why we shouldn't help her.
Father?
I agree. We are at your service.
oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You will be rewarded, I'm sure. Have you seen Daru?
We have not had the pleasure yet, ma'am.
Oh. Okay. Well, good luck. Pico Nico, where are you, brats? Come out, show yourselves. Show yourselves, where are you? And you see them shaking off the pixie dust again. They were hiding around the trees. And they come down to her, and they're kind of like look at her, beam at her, and she's like, "Okay, you two, now you be careful. You take them to the lair, and come back in one piece." And they fly off, and they give you their taunting little. This time they're a bit more polite. You seem to have passed their test with Daphne, and she seems very happy that perhaps there's some hope. But you guys have gotten yourselves into a bit of a little adventure here, and you're curious. You guys ready to head out? These pixies seem to be able to go right away. They'll go in the night.
Yeah, I'm actually going to need to take off here in a minute.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to pause the adventure.
Yeah.
If we do end up playing a little bit, it'll be a bit more just hex crawl.
Okay, and somebody can use my character if I'm not here.
Okay, well, we might. There's of course, he's sort of it's a little mini adventure meant to just get us in, and I appreciate you guys' patience. I didn't have, there wasn't a lot of combat and stuff like that. It was all role play. So, but you guys have a nucleus of a party now.
Yeah, I'm good, man. I had fun.
Yeah, that's good. The group's starting to form.
Mm-hmm. And then of course we'll see if these guys, well, their timing is and whatnot, and so we'll take a break. And thanks, Bill, for coming.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, you're solid. So I'll set up another session. And what I hope, Bill, just before you go, is that this Hommlet's going to be kind of an open place where whoever can show up can play. And I'll work with who's there. And then if some people can show up consistently, there'll be some more consistent plot lines.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. And then if you can't make it all the time, that's fine. You can just play part-time. And
sounds good to me.
And then you could have a home base in Hommlet. You might end up setting up a little shop or whatever.
I like it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, you bet.
Have a good one.
All right, you too.
Yeah.
Sounds like a really good sandbox type thing where you just kind of form the sand and play it, and whoever shows up gets to play in the sand.
Except I'll make lots of tracks in the sand as DM.
Oh yeah,
right?
No, but I mean like the idea that it doesn't matter. You can just form.
The tracks will split. Yeah, tracks will intercede with each other. You guys will meet different players and interact. You'll get different quests in a way. Now, you already have, some of you have quests. Some of them are a bit open-ended, like Relinora. You're just trying to find Jeru so you can start a new life. There's not some big ominous... But Sister Zhang has something a little more tangible in that you're, sort of got a mission. And Father Joe, so far... You're here to root out whatever this evil force is. He's not here right now. I forgot there for a minute. But he told you guys that he's just, an evil, kicks the evil's butt. Do you guys want to do anything in this grove? You sense that there might be other dangers in the grove. So far, you've been okay. And you sense that you're being watched as well. But Pico and Nico seem to be okay here. They're kind of at home, and they're always arguing with each other and laughing, and tend to untie your shoestrings and do silly things. Take your hat. Their sister Zhang, and
it's not my hat.
And they do mention that. You met the Kamfak, that tree. Yeah, he's got that's the nasty tree. Jeru's trying to kind of domesticate him. He's like a dog that's a mean dog.
Yeah,
that's actually a creature in the Monster Manual too. That tree. Now, if it would have made it surprise, like rolled 1 to 4, I can stop broadcast for now.